Welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live. And yes, Arsenal have won 4-2 against Chelsea. Chelsea, it's a red day today. Bukayo Saka, they got the goals. They got the winner. Stressful, yes, it was. Yes. We're about to be joined by Con. Steve, first of all, give us a round of the game that you so enjoyed.
Oh, Arsenal. What do they do to us? At the beginning, I just thought we were going to get absolutely slaughtered. I thought we was going to get hammered. We just thought we was giving the ball away. El Nini, I was like, oh my God. Every time he got the ball, do you know what it's like when you're watching El Nini? He gets the ball, and it's like when you're watching your son or your grandson play, and he gets the ball, and you're just praying, oh, please, pass it. Like, yes, he's got to the ball. And he's gone to another player. You're like, whoa. So, and then you can move on. And that's how it's like. But, But we started getting to game fair due to us. We just, in the end, I thought we was excellent. And then some of the players who started off, I thought we started off a bit nervous, but as soon as we started getting into our stride, even like the lesser players that we had in it, they did us proud tonight. They really did us proud. There was players who come in who, that we didn't really wouldn't have liked to seen in the lineup. Look, big up to them. They proved us wrong tonight. Let's hope it's true for the rest of the season. But in the end, fantastic result. Never expected. And look, we're sitting, probably in, fantastic position there. Big game coming up. And let's hope it gives us a little bit of confidence into the players to move on till Saturday early afternoon, because, we need it. But yeah, the buzz, we had that little buzz again after the end, the celebrations and all that. And yeah, we're getting some more, I suppose, of the game and the players when we do the ratings. But yeah, unbelievable. Just fantastic, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a fantastic result. In the end, as Steve said, they played themselves into form to the point where I was worried that they were getting too cocky, but it was just they were playing like they were playing before these three games. They were getting on the ball, holding the ball in certain areas, and winning fouls, drawing in fouls, and going to the floor. They had that element of their side to the game later on in the match, which was really good to see. So yeah, let's get on to the player ratings. As I said, we will be joined by Con soon, but let's go. All right, player ratings. Let's go. Aaron Ramsdale.
All said tonight. It's good night. See you next week. Aaron Ramsdale. I thought he looked a bit shaky at the beginning. I was a little bit worried. I didn't think he looked like the Aaron Ramsdale that he's been the whole of the season. He could have been at fault for one of the goals. It was a deflection. He maybe could have got it. Maybe he got a little bit slow, but there was a deflection. But after he got round that shaky period, which I think was sort of like the first 30 minutes, where once he started getting into his game, then he started to grow, and then he was like the Aaron Ramsdale that we've seen. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 tonight.
All right, 6 for Aaron Ramsdale. Could he have got that goal? I don't know. In hindsight, maybe, but I thought Xhaka should have just stood up against that. He's a bit soft turning his back there. He's had worse things thrown at him, so just take it. Who we got next? We've got Ben White played it right back today, so we go Ben White.
Yeah, I thought Ben White did okay. I thought he did okay. There were mistakes.
I think everyone had mistakes in the game, especially in the first half. It was almost as if, oh my God, honestly, I was losing it. in the first half, we couldn't string 2 or 3 passes together.
Yeah, but it was a couple of blocks during that time, but it was very difficult for them to get what they was doing. They was defending half decently, but then they was giving, which Arteta, I don't think he probably when he gets back into the training pitch, whether it's yesterday or the day after, I'm sure that he'll put his manager's hat back on again, and he'll be having a go at these people, because we can't keep messing about. We can't keep messing about on the edge of our own area. And passing it back, passing it out, and back to Chelsea players, and then they keep coming back at us again. That's what the old Arsenal used to do. We used to have that, when we used, 2 seasons ago with the Emery days, when we just couldn't put 2 passes together. We had got away from that. But it started like earlier that first half. It started coming back again, and it was like Gabriel and White, and they was all putting in Nenny, and they was like Tavares. They was all doing it, but. Again, they all grow into their game. They all started to get full confidence, and in the end, I think he did all right. If White starts with a 5, I'm going to give him a 6, because I think he did do a couple of really, really good blocks, and they were goals. If he hadn't been there to block them, they would have been a goal. So for that, goal saving blocks, I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah. Ben White was 6. And he was playing out of position as well. He was playing as a right back today.
Yeah. It's true, yeah. Right.
All right, Ben White. We'll go to Gabriel.
Gabriel, very, very similar to Ben White. I think he was probably a little bit better than Ben, but he was... I thought he played really well again. I can't, keep failing to keep repeating myself. He was nervous again. He was giving the ball away, but again, they grew in the game. Same old thing, and that was sort of a trait through the whole side as the game went on. That the players got more confidence and grew in the game. He made some, some last-ditch tackles which were important. There was one which I will give to him as a block, as Ben White made 2. But let's face it, he fell on his arse and blocked it. That was hilarious. He just felt the ball was coming, and it was a shot, and it was like, I think it was Werner or something. I thought, this is a goal. And Gabriel slipped over, and fell. And as he fell, he sort of stuck a leg out, and if Gabriel fell over, then they'd probably been another goal. But yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.
All right, 6 for Gabriel. Okay. Rob Holding. Surprised when you saw him on the team sheet?
Going by what Arteta's been playing recently, probably no. It had occurred to me that there was a possibility that he would play 3 at the back because of the Chelsea's attacking power, and to sort of tighten it up a bit with playing 5 defenders or 6 defenders if you count in El Neni. But so not really surprised in that sense. He changed the lineup though, so he changed the formation very early. He kept seeming to swapping it over. I don't know if that was a tactic, but he looked very nervous early on. Holding, he made a few mistakes. Maybe he's someone that he's better off coming as a sub. And I think he proved today that he may not be one of them players who you can start with, and he is a squad player. But again, like the others, he grew into the game. But I'll give him a 5 tonight.
Holding gets a 5. Tavares.
Yeah, he did all right. I thought he did all right. He had his Tavares moments, but he really, really fought tonight. there was a couple of like horror moments, head in your hands and close your eyes.
Couple? Oh my god!
He was
cope at one point.
Yeah, it was. You
I just don't understand why though. I don't understand why, because he's he can handle himself. He's an accomplished player. He can do a thing or two. Like he can get up the wing. He can keep it simple. But there's just he was just giving the ball away. It was criminal at points. It's in that first half.
Yeah, in the first half, but he grew. I think that's why I think he got taken off before in a couple of games, especially the ones that we were speaking about the other week where he kicked they taken off, and we were saying we should have kept him on. And I think tonight was a good, because he probably made just as many mistakes in that first half against Chelsea as he had in other games that he's played, but he grew into the game where he hadn't been taken off, and I thought he played well in the end. I thought he was all right. He was all right. Probably not as good as what Gabriel and White were, but he fought and he worked hard. So if you start with a 5, he certainly didn't let he certainly, after his mistakes in the first half, I think he made up for him in the second. So he goes off with an average 5 and a slap on the back.
Yeah. Xhaka.
Well, we were just talking about where he turned sideways, didn't he? Stuck his foot out. Bit unlucky, I suppose. Really, could have gone anywhere, went in the goal. But he shouldn't. You're right what he said. He shouldn't have turned his back. Other than that, mate, he was outstanding. He was outstanding. I think absolutely outstanding.
One of our very few consistent players in that first half.
Yeah, just so on the ball. He just with this thing of where he's. People used to say he gives the ball away all the time. He never gives the ball away, and I don't ever see him give the ball away. I mean, every player gives the ball away. Do you know what I mean? But the way he was playing balls through the channels. His positioning was always excellent. He was covering. He was running back. He was like a box-to-box midfielder. He was creating chances. He did everything. That little bit of skill on the edge of the box where. He sort of pulled it, dragged it back, put it through his
legs. Get out of here. I don't want to ever see him do that again. I was more impressed with... to get away from my area with that rubbish. I was more impressed with the ball over the top within the first 5-10 minutes. That was a great ball. And I think we should have done better with that. But that was an excellent ball from Xhaka. Excellent ball.
Yeah, he was excellent.
I don't want to see no one nutmegging anyone in the area. Gave me a heart attack because just before that was it Tavares. He was faffing around with it seemed. And then Xhaka got it, jumped through the legs. He did. Yeah, and then he went and scored. But he ran that midfield tonight. Yeah, he ran it. So he's very close to an 8. I'm gonna give him. We won 4-2. He's one of our better players. I'm giving him an 8. Okay. Xhaka with an 8. El Nene.
This keys. I don't know where. As I just said, he's like your son or your grandkid, and you're looking at him and you're begging, you're praying that he just doesn't give the ball away, and
and he managed to give it away multiple times in that first 20 minutes. It was like this guy's clearly not played in a long while,
but he grew in the game. I mean, Chelsea were dog shite in the middle of the park there, but he was all right. He was all right. He put it, we look better in the midfield with El Neni and Xhaka than we did with Xhaka and Lokonga. And that's my problem, you see. Sometimes people get a little bit carried away with Lokonga. He's not ready. He's not, if you watch him 90 minutes, he ain't ready. He's not ready. He's going to be a one hell of a player. And there'll be moments in the game where Lokonga will do things that you'll be like, wow, oof, And sometimes people get carried away and go, yeah, a big, you know. But sometimes you need someone like Oneni in there. And I think tonight he did a decent job eventually. But do you know what? I love him. I love him. But we needed him tonight. Because I don't know who they would have put in there otherwise.
Yeah.
So
they needed someone in there just to hold the position and just get the ball, just go for the ball, just get stuck in whenever they can, and he did that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna copy you, Johnny. All right, come on, mate. I'm better than that, mate. I'm gonna give excuse me. I'm gonna give El Neni a 6.
All right, and then he gets a 6 tonight. Martin Odegaard been a bit quiet the last few games. Not quiet, but he's been not Martin Odegaard, has he? Yeah,
he was back to himself a little bit more tonight, though. Kieran, he looks a bit more dangerous. He got his assist. It probably wasn't a game where every time he got the ball, Chelsea was scared of him. Whether he done something or not, you could see they were scared of him, because as soon as he got the ball, you see 3 players all of a sudden just start to congregate around him, right? And maybe he didn't do nothing with it. Maybe he laid it off, but you could see they was frightened of him tonight. He got his assist, and I thought he done all right. I thought he played well. And I think now, after seeing tonight, I'm really confident about like Saturday, because I'm seeing Odegaard having a better game. So yeah, not amazing, but again, decent performance. I give him a 6.
6 for Odegaard. Bukayo Saka.
He was good. He was back to his best again tonight. He was dangerous. He had Alonso on toast, and then he had everybody on toast tonight. Yeah, it was very early on in the first half. He was giving them. He'd done a couple of runs at their defence, and he would have come off after about 30 minutes and thought, "Yeah, I got these," and he did, all night long.
It was the first time I've seen Saka in a while take on someone from like the top 4 defence and actually try and take him on. Yeah. I've been quite critical of Saka when it comes to when we play against the big teams. Not necessarily his overall performance, but I just feel like he holds back a bit, and he doesn't. He could be being a bit more direct and taking on these players because they're scared of him. They are frightened of him, and I don't think he realises how frightened they are. When you see Andy Robertson on his heels because he's trying to track back because he's worried about Saka within the first few minutes, that's when you should take note and be like, I'm going to go at you today and see what you got. Today he done that. He done that from the start. I thought he was quality. Yeah, like you said, he had Alonso on toast.
Yeah. No, he was great. And again, another player who's now we're looking to Saturday. You know, we've seen Odegaard. You know, looks like he got his form back. Saka's got his form back, and I mean, fantastic he got his penalty, didn't he? And and I don't know what Alan Smith was talking about. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Is it? It's saying I've always said before about Alan Smith, haven't I? I've said that I'm sure someone's done something to him at the club. Or they don't let him in, or they took away his season ticket or something. I don't know what it is.
I'm sorry, but look, Saka may have been smart, crafty, and played on with that foul. But Azpilicueta was the one who put his arms around him initially. The fact that Saka then grabbed hold of his arm and was like, "No, mate, you ain't going nowhere." It was brilliant. It was brilliant because now they won't put their hands on Saka. I'm getting a bit sick of these clubs, these teams, constantly. As soon as Saka gets on the ball, 2 up on him, 1 hacks him, then the next one hacks him. No yellow card.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Mason Mount? Should have had 2 red cards tonight.
Oh,
What's going on? What? Because it's Mason Mount. Because it's Mason Mount. How that first one wasn't a yellow card? Yeah, I do not know.
That second one, went in with his studs.
That second one, it was a blatant red card. Seriously, it's getting beyond silly. It's getting beyond silly. And just because it was Mason Mount and he's not that kind of player, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear he's not that kind of player. That's why they send those kinds of players into challenges on the players. They're not stupid. They could go out and send one of their lumpers, Kovacic, whatever his name is. They could go out and send him out on one of our players, on Saka. Within seconds, he's going to get a yellow card. Why? Because he's got a reputation for it. Mason Mount hasn't. And referees will think, it was that he didn't mean to. He's not that kind of player. It gets away with 2 red cards.
These are the craftiest ones of all, these ones.
Exactly.
These players who you go, bloody hell. These are the craftiest. Mason Mount, he's probably like, I can imagine his personality being all right, one of these people you wouldn't want to hang around with. Do you know what I mean? One of these type people, one of these ones who would do something to you behind your back and all that and go, oh yeah. He got hammered by Odegaard and Saka tonight. And Smith Rowe, he couldn't even lace their boots tonight, and he lost it, and he couldn't handle it, and the only way he could come back with it was put his studs in and make back tackles that should have been booking. So I don't know what John Moss was doing. I don't know what VAR were doing. Just a joke, but we're used to that, aren't we? With Arsenal, with that VAR, it's just. Some things just don't make any sense. Just like the offside we was talking about the other week, but that was another day, another game. Saka, I'm going to give an 8 tonight. I thought he was really good.
Saka, the man of the moment, Eddie Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah. Well, look, he still for me ain't. And I still don't think we should be giving him a contract. I still think we need better. But look, tonight, well done to him. He's the type of player that we needed tonight. He was, he was one of them players who, he was getting in the box. He was causing problems, and he was never giving up. And I thought he was absolutely, excellent tonight. 2 good finishes. Coming away from 2, with 2 goals, we're talking about him that he's not, this type of class or who could he play for, but who knows what he could do. But I thought he was excellent tonight. I mean, that goal, he was a bit lucky with that goal because that was like a pinball. It bounced off one Chelsea player, come back to him. Then he controlled it. He didn't even control it properly. So you think, the chance is gone. And it's gone back to one Chelsea player, bounced off it and gone back to Eddie Nketiah. And it was like, and then it fell to him and he just stabbed his toe and it was in the goal. So, but it was there.
That's Eddie Nketiah though, isn't it? That's Eddie Nketiah. That's what he's there for. He's the fox in the box. He's the tapping king. He puts it in on the line when someone else is surely about to score. Like that's Eddie Nketiah, and that's why he's England under 21's all-time record goal scorer, because he gets those goals. And he may miss sitters, he may miss chances, but he gets opportunities and he gets in the right place. I think pretty much every time he's come on this season, he's always had an opportunity to goal, which says a lot. It says a lot about a player who doesn't get many opportunities, and when he comes on, he's always has a chance on goal. So maybe it's time we give Eddie a little bit more respect that he's due.
Yeah. He always makes you think, though, Kieran, doesn't he? It's like now, we're both of us, we're thinking. I mean, I just said that we need better, and we do need better. But would you like him to stay for 1 year? Just if he was if you wanted to be a squad player.
You've got to think.
Not silly wages.
Where does Arteta see him? First of all, he wouldn't be on silly wages, would he? Because he's been one of the ones who would have been a steady climb. And does Arteta see him? I stand by what I see him as. I see him as that cup player. Yeah, the player that you bring on in the cup, the player that you bring on, not even as a second striker that's come on. The third player that's come on, he's He's the stand-in. He's what you'd bring on instead of a Balogun, because Balogun's not ready yet, and he probably needs another season on loan. So it's the Eddie Nketiah. And that's maybe what Mikel Arteta's thinking is by offering him a new contract, because he's thinking, okay, if I give him a new contract and then he doesn't like get the game time he wants, we can always sell him on. Balogun's not ready yet. Like, are all these things rushing around in his head when he's thinking about the likes of Lacazette or Eddie Nketiah starting? What's your score for Eddie Nketiah?
Yeah, I thought he was, Stamford Bridge, 2 goals, constant threat. Lacazette should teach Lacazette a few things if he's going to start for the next game, because that'll be interesting.
He can't start for the next game.
Who's that?
Lacazette.
Do you know what? I don't know. I mean, Man United. Can't. It's Man United.
We just won against Chelsea. He scored a brace against Chelsea, and Lacazette ain't scored in God knows when. You cannot drop.
I see that. I get that, and I think thinking about it more, it's like Nketiah. He scores goals and I think probably. Can you imagine him with Maguire? I think it calls him an epic.
It's going to be like. It's going to be like.
I think we're going to hammer. I think we're going to. I don't know. Sorry, Nathan, if you're watching and that, but I got a funny feeling that our guys are going to absolutely destroy their defence. Seriously, I can't. I mean, when you look at Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, up against Maguire and whoever, I can just see us winning the game.
Right.
But anyway, that's another game.
Eddie Nketiah.
I could give him an 8.
Eddie Nketiah gets an 8. And with Smith Rowe.
Yeah, again, another one. A lot better, much better. Again, look, in good stead for Saturday. Another player who seems to be coming back to form. Thought he was very good tonight. I thought he's, again, like all of them, there was a few sly passes. He started off slow, wasn't really in the game. And then he just started turning into Emil Smith Rowe again. The one we've come to love, and scored an absolutely fantastic goal with an excellent finish. We were talking about his pad puff shot last weekend, and then he comes up with something like that. I thought he was excellent tonight, and again, so pleased for him. We got our Croyd and De Bruyne back, I think, and I'm going to give him a 7.
All right, it's a 7. Johnny's trying to claim he predicted that win today. I'm not having it, Johnny. Not having it at all. Not having it at all, mate. Not one bit. Am I having that you predicted that win? Not in a passing comment where we're probably going to beat Chelsea. You may have said that. That doesn't mean you predicted a win. That's not predicting the win, Johnny. You can't have that. I'm not letting you have that. Martinelli, not on for too long, but score.
Yeah, he wasn't on for too long, but he came on, and again he caused problems. It was good to see him there, because as soon as he came on, I thought, well, here we go. He's going to cause a few nightmares. And he did, because he's young, he's quick, he's skillful, and he can score goals. Yeah. And straight away that puts worry into the other defence, no matter who you are. I mean, it was like when Thiago Silva come on.
I thought
half time. I was like this.
Oh, was you?
Go.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Well,
I was like, we've got a seasoned pro on over a youngster who just seems to be being a bit rash.
Yeah, a little bit, because my thinking when Thiago Silva come on, I'd seen, because towards the end of the first half, Odegaard, Saka, Smith Rowe, they was all starting to tick. Yeah, they was all starting to play it about. We was looking dangerous, and we started sort of going. And I kept thinking that, Silva, look, legend, absolute legend. But at the end of the day, he's 37. He's got no pace. So that was where I was coming from. That was where I was looking at. But Martinelli, I mean, I'll give him I can't give him a 6, but he did well when he come on. I'll give him a 5.
Cool. 5 for. Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric came on. He did all right. He nearly scored.
Oh gosh.
The
pass weren't great. He did really well to ride the challenge, to get back up and get a cross off. But just the combination of him and Tavares, just the two people you do not want in and around the area in a moment like that where you're looking to take the lead. It was just like, oh God, anyone else. Else.
I don't think Cedric is the reason why. I mean, I like Cedric, and I've always liked Cedric before he came to Arsenal. You know that I've said it millions of times, but I've always liked Cedric as a right back because he's a really, really good, solid international defender, and I've liked him and I've seen him at Southampton. I said he's not really someone who can. He's got a shot on him. He always had a shot on him, but he's not really someone who can bomb down the wing, get crosses in, or take a free kick. I'd like to know why he's important.
Players consistent. He's one of them consistent players who he'll get down the wing, he can cross it in, but he's not a world beater or any of them attributes. He's a squad player. He's a squad player right back, and he's doing an all right job.
He is, yeah. He is doing a good job. But yeah, he did all right when he came on. He was solid at the back because that was what he was obviously brought on to do. And he gets his 5. He gets his 5 because he done a decent job as a sub.
Lacazette played for 2 minutes. Not even going to bother.
Did he?
Mikel Arteta, yeah.
Mikel Arteta, yeah. I mean, we've won. We've gone and won 4-2. There was times where we was a little bit lucky at parts. Just the team selection. We have to say he got it right, and he knew what he was doing. When I see the team selection, I was a little bit, thingy. I thought that Martinelli would have played, and maybe even instead of Nketiah. So it just shows you tonight he's proved me wrong. But I mean that's why he's there. That's why he gets paid all that money. But yeah, I think he did well tonight. I think I'm going to give him an 8.
All right, Mikel Arteta gets an 8. All right. And who are you giving us man of the match?
Well, it's got to be Saka or Saka. It's going to be one of them two. I'm going to give it to... Very tight. I'm going to give it to Saka. I'm going to give him man of the match tonight.
All right, Saka gets man of the match.
Sorry, Granite. But it was you did very well tonight. But
he was solid in that middle. And another good game he played against Chelsea as well. So it seems like Stamford Bridge is his spot. Arsenal with a 4-2 victory against Chelsea. An emphatic win. Let's have a little quick look at the league table now. Arsenal currently, let's share it.
Share the love.
Arsenal currently sitting in 5th spot, equal points with Tottenham. As they go into their next game against Manchester United, with a game in hand on Man United and 3 points ahead of the Manchester club. Big game on the weekend. Arsenal just need to keep on winning. They've got a big game. I said it yesterday. I think I said it. For Arsenal to get Champions League, I feel they need to take points off of Chelsea and a Tottenham or a Man United. And they've taken points off Chelsea today. 3 points off Chelsea. So if they can take points off of Tottenham, if they can not lose to Man United and not lose to Tottenham and then beat West Ham, I mean, we're well on our way to top 4, I think. It's still a big ask. We've still got a long way to go. But yeah, they've done it. They started by doing it tonight. What's Johnny saying before we go? I think I was following the Palace game when everyone was down. I said we wouldn't be a surprise if we went on to Chelsea and won, but genuinely thought we could. Oh, I'm not having that, Johnny. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not having it. You could have said it in any way you wanted, mate. You never thought that Arsenal were going to beat Chelsea. All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Johnny, thank you for joining us. You know it's all love. Who we got in there? 2RU Story. Press that subscribe button. I've not seen you before. Welcome to the club. All right. Everyone else who's joined us tonight, press that like and subscribe button. If you are watching on Twitter, make sure you press that subscribe button now. Boom. Press it. It's in the link below.
If you don't do it, then we're going to get beat by Manchester United.
I can see the buttons popped up, the little alerts popped up. I know Johnny's going crazy over it. What's he saying? Yeah, there he goes. He's not having it. Johnny's still not having it. All right. Yeah. You know it's all love, Johnny. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure.
And thank you very much for joining us, Arsenal. All right. Well, letting us enjoy tonight, Arsenal, I should say. Great win. Let's carry this on. Let's take this on to Saturday. Let's put them 3 miserable games behind us and do it the hard way. But as long as we get there in the end, boys, that's all we care, because we want to hear that Champions League music come the end of the season or the start of next season. But come the end of the season, if Arsenal win the Champions League, I'm going to be playing that on repeat. So it will become the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.